Hi, my name is Taylor Gall, and I teach your student 8th grade language arts. I wanted to give a quick update. We are wrapping up our very first unit, which was all about short stories. We were focusing on topic sentences, concrete details, and reading comprehension. We're now moving on to our second unit, which is a choice between Long Way Down by Jason Reynolds and The House on Mango Street by Sandra Cisneros. Students are going to be doing creative writing and identifying and analyzing figurative language in their chosen books. Because we are moving on, I am asking that all of their late work and redo work from the very first unit is turned in by Sunday night at midnight. So Sunday, October 15th is when all of their late work for the first unit is due. We had a big conversation about this in class on Tuesday. So talk to your student about it, see how they're feeling about their late or missing work. The best place for you to look at grades right now is Schoology. Progress reports are going to be going out later in the week, which means that cumulative will be updated. But I always grade everything first on Schoology, and it takes me longer to get that translated over to cumulative. I also just like that on Schoology, I can give them feedback. I can connect it to a rubric, and it's also really clear to students what they are missing. So I wanted to walk you through what our Schoology page looks like. If you are asking your student to show you Schoology, I recommend using the red Schoology app, and they will know what that means. There's a red Schoology app and there's a blue Schoology app. The red Schoology app is really good for looking at grades. So right now I'm on Bitey Gator. A few things about this page. The student calendar is really helpful. I fill it out each week telling them what we're going to do. It's subject to change, but if your student is going to be sick or gone or whatever, this is a really great tool for them. I also have our late work and redo submission form, which I'll show you in just a second. And then underneath, I have all of our other materials. So I have a different folder for each week. And I have an archive of other old folders. So everything that you need day to day is in here. I have an I'm done now what folder. I ask that students who finish work early either read a choice book, read an article, or practice some of the different skills that we have in the I'm done now what folder, which are things like conventions, vocabulary, spelling. I want to make sure that they are still engaged in language arts work, even if they finished something with a few minutes to spare. I also have writing resources and videos. So if your student is still feeling really stuck in topic sentences, commentary, or concrete details, which are some of those essential standards that we use all the time, they can come here and take a look at all of the different videos that we have. And there's also some practice here with Nearpods. So I wanted to show you that so that you knew some of our resources. And I want to show you a student's gradebook view. So when you have turned everything in, like, who's the student I'm using here? Bitey Gator. So this is Bitey Gator's grade book. This is a fake student. I want to note a few things. When students have practice, it is labeled as practice, and that means that it doesn't go into the grade book. So this student has turned in their VELT reading journal for practice. It just has a P, meaning yes, you did it. It's good for us to practice, but it's not necessarily getting a grade. But then underneath, we also have a formative assignment, which says formative on it. You can tell that they've turned it in because it has this little blue paper mark, and you can also tell that I've graded it because it says the grade, and then you can actually click on the rubric and it will give you a more detailed view at what I was looking for in that assignment. If students are doing an assignment on a Google Doc, that is where I give feedback if I'm giving them written feedback. Some of the feedback that we do is in class as a full group so that students can be looking at their work, using the feedback that I give to the full group as a way for them to improve their writing. Down here at the bottom, you can see that there are 2 assignments that the student has submitted, but I have not graded them. So if you see this little dash in the middle, that can tell you that your student has submitted the assignment. I just need to grade it. So this is the most up-to-date way to view assignments and to see how your students are doing. I will have everything completely updated for Friday. Just know that there are still things that are in flux on my end on Schoology and on cumulative for sure. This is what it looks like if a student is missing an assignment. So it is marked with the orange hexagon as missing, and it will say a 0. So if your student has that and there is not the little blue icon showing that they have submitted it, it means that they did not submit it to me. So if they're saying, I definitely submitted it, I swear that I have it, ask them to show you this little blue paper. And maybe they just missed that last step of actually hitting submit. So that might be a good thing to go through with them as well. So these are missing assignments. These are things that will go into the gradebook. You can tell because they are labeled as formative. But there's also a piece of practice here that a student is missing. They didn't do it. It doesn't go into the gradebook. It doesn't affect their grade. But if I am talking to the student about, hey, why didn't you finish this felt debate prep? It would have been really helpful for you to have also finished this practice. It would have given you some good information for the formative. So I always tie it back to that practice that they have done before. So that is what student grades look like on Schoology right now. If your student is missing something, even if they're like, oh, shoot, I just totally forgot to hit submit on that. I had a weird week, whatever. They will go into Schoology. They will hit submit on Schoology first. First and foremost, they go in and they turn it in. The second thing that I require that students do is fill out a quick reflection form on why they are turning this in late. It records their email. You'll put in their first name. They'll tell me which class period they are in. And then when they go to the next page, it will give them the assignment list. They'll check the assignment that they're turning in late or redoing, and then they'll just hit a couple of yes or no questions, and then they will hit submit. And that is a way for me to remind myself that I'm grading their work. I have tons and tons of notifications on Schoology, so this is the system that works really well for me. It's also just good data to see if your student is turning in a lot of late work, then that will be a conversation that I will have with them. So I hope that this is helpful. I know that it's long. So thank you for sticking with me. And if you have any more questions about your students' late or missing work, please let me know. But once again, I'm just emphasizing that we're starting a new unit, which is super exciting, but I'm also asking that all of their late work is turned in for Sunday night. I hope you have a great rest of your day.